Hi, welcome to the shed. I'm going to show you the 4 steps to play your notes at the right time, in time, every time. So here we have one measure of music. Now there is eighth note subdivision in here. The range is about 1 octave. This might be tricky for a beginning musician. But if it's something more advanced and you're a more advanced musician, you can follow the same steps. So the first step is pitch. So identify the pitch on the staff. So we're in treble clef here. There are no accidentals. There's no key signatures. Make sure you check those out. And then be able to say these notes. So we have a G, and then A, and then C, and then a G. Make sure that you have no mistakes in there, and then be able to find them on your instrument. So we have G, A, C, and G. Now, if there's any mechanical hang-ups inside those notes on your instrument, iron them out. So practice it until you can play them without having to think about it. Know that you have those notes under your fingers, and then you're ready to move on to the next step. Now the next step is rhythm. What I like to do if there's an unfamiliar rhythm is write in the counts and circles. So here we have counts and circles. If a count is inside the circle at the beginning of it, then that is an attack. So you're going to attack right there. If a count is inside the circle but it's like not at the beginning, then that is a sustain. So like on beat 2, you're holding out that A. If a count has no circle around it, that's a rest, so you're not going to play there. Now I'm going to count and clap this rhythm, nice and slow, making sure I'm accurate. I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sometimes it helps to do that without time. Just make sure that you're getting the attack, sustains, and rest at the right time. So we might have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but you have to make sure that you do practice it with time. So if you do that enough, then you're ready to move on to the third step. In the third step, we are going to play our pitches and our rhythms together without time. Now, a lot of people miss this step, but I think it's the missing link between being able to do your pitches and your rhythms and then not being able to play them together in time. So what I like to do is I like to say the counts out loud and then play the notes, but we're not saying it in time, so we're saying it kind of rubato. Now, if you play a wind instrument, you can still say the counts out loud, but you can finger where your notes are or play the slide positions for those notes without putting air into your instrument. So I have like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're figuring out how the notes line up with the rhythms and the subdivisions. If you can do that, then you're ready to move on to that next step. The next step is playing pitches and rhythm together with time. So find your baseline tempo. Find a tempo, find a speed that you can play this without making any mistakes. So your brain is still in front of your fingers. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you're a wind instrument, you still might be fingering the notes while counting just to make sure that you're lining everything up right. Make sure you're tapping your foot on the beat. If you can repeat this a few times, then you can start speeding it up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're ready to count in your head. Now, if you're a wind instrument, then you can start playing your pitches. Eventually, you want to get to a point where you're just subdividing in your head. Instead of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because that's a lot to keep track of, maybe you're just going da, 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 or playing like a drum beat in your head, and that's what the pros do. So, tap your foot, get something in your head, feel it. All right, these steps can't be skipped, especially as a beginner. Make sure that you're following each of these steps. Eventually, the steps will condense down and they'll take less and less time until eventually you're reading music, you're getting the pitches and the rhythms right in time every time. Good luck, and we'll see you in the shed.